out of all the traveling we've done so much traveling over the years, we've never made this big of a mistake.
After 2 unforgettable months in Vietnam, it's time to start the next chapter, Thailand. The plan was simple. Fly into Bangkok, hop on an overnight train to Surat Thani, then catch a van to the beaches of Krabi.
Smooth sailing up to the platform, and now we're just waiting for the train.
But travel days never go quite as planned. We miss our stop.
It's saying 5 more hours to the next stop, and I think the next stop is the Malaysian border.
The train keeps moving south, and suddenly we're racing toward the Malaysian border, with no plan, no van, and no clue what's next. This is the journey we didn't expect, and the chain of events that turned our plan into pure chaos.
In true Jess and Dave fashion, we're leaving our hotel late for the airport. We were supposed to get up at 4:45 in the morning. It's currently almost 6 a.m. Oops. But the car's here, so hopefully the ride isn't too long.
So we've just landed in Bangkok and we got off the plane, got our bags. We went through customs, we got the visa on arrival, and it was super fast. I'd say we probably cleared customs and got our bags 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was so incredibly fast.
As soon as we walked out, we did a little bit of math to try to figure out which was the best SIM card carrier to go with. I think we compared between 2 or 3 different ones. Can't remember which one we went with.
I think it's true.
We paid for 15 days because we're planning on being here for 19. So we paid $6.99 for 15, and then we'll just kind of figure out the rest when the last 4 days of us being here.
Yeah, and that's unlimited data for those 15 days. And then, yeah, the extra 4 days we'll just top up or use an eSIM or something.
So we have about 4 or 5 hours until we have to get on a train to get us all the way down to Krabi. So what we're going to do now is go find the train, a different train, to get us to the main train station. And then we're going to probably walk around the mall for a while. So off to find a train.
We're up at the train platform now. We exchanged some money in the airport. We had looked it up quick, and it sounds like the ATM fees are the same pretty much anywhere in Thailand, 220 baht, which is painful. That's almost $10 Canadian. Now we're just going to hop onto the train and head into downtown Bangkok. It was 20 baht per person, so just under $1 Canadian each, which was pretty sweet. We initially tried to use one of the ticket kiosks to get our tickets because we knew exactly where we were going, but the ATM only spit out $1,000 bills and the machines only take up to 100. So we ended up having to go to the ticket counter to get our tokens. But yeah, once we got that, smooth sailing up to the platform, and now we're just waiting for the train. The train ride was so fast. We got into the Bang Sue Central Station in like 15 minutes from the airport. So not only was it so much cheaper than doing a Grab, but yeah, it was really, really quick. And then we jumped onto a different metro line, the Blue Line, I believe. It was one stop to get to the JJ Mall. There was a little bit of walking involved, but we got here and we are very hot and sweaty. It's a lot warmer here than it was in Ha Noi when we left. We basically just came to this mall to find a cafe, to get some coffees and hang out in for a couple of hours until our night train tonight, where we have to get to the station for I think 4:30, because our train's at 5:30. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out here, drink some coffees, and maybe do some work. And one thing we didn't realize, is we were so focused just on getting to this mall, is that it's actually right across the street from one of the buildings that went down during the earthquake a week or so ago. So yeah, it's just kind of unexpected to see it and watching them kind of dismantle all the rubble. Pretty heavy stuff. We've just arrived at the central train station and we're going to head inside and hopefully find something to eat. It's 4 o'clock now and our train doesn't leave until 5:30, but we heard there's food. So we're gonna go see if we can find something to eat before we board the train.
It's 4:15. We've just arrived here, and this is massive. This entire place is absolutely huge. And the crazy thing is that our train leaves in about an hour, and it's a really popular train, and there's no one here. I don't know if this place is so massive that it's just holding thousands of people and we just can't find them, or I don't know. I don't know where everyone is. And it's really clean. It's really nice. We walked right in. There was an information desk. She told us exactly where to go. And then we're walking there now, and there's a food court in the same direction. Hello.
Hi.
We have tickets that we purchased online already that look like this.
It's okay, sir.
Can we use this to get on the train, or do we need to print something? Bought our tickets on 12 Go. And I wasn't sure if we had to come here and show them the ticket and then get the ticket. Sounds like just the QR code that we have on the ticket is good enough. And then he said about 20 to 30 minutes before the train arrives, we can check in and then hopefully get our physical tickets, or maybe we get assigned a bunk number. I don't quite know. So we'll figure that out in an hour. So I just got some food here at the food court. I was walking around, saw a place called Crispy Pork. Sounded pretty good, and it was only 60 baht for the whole meal. I think that's like just over $2. I'm kind of hoping it's spicy. My memories of Thailand are always it's very spicy, so I'm excited. Oh, maybe it shouldn't be spicy. We're going to be on a train with a squat toilet. Ooh, okay, we'll find out. First official meal of Thailand. Not spicy at all. It's actually just a pretty decent flavor. That was just the rice. Let's try some of this pork. Yeah, actually, honestly, overall, just kind of like a nice bland meal. No flavors really stand out, kind of plain rice, pork, and the sauce that's on top of it gives it a little something. I think without it, you'd be really missing out. But I think the nice thing about this meal, no part of it's gonna hurt my stomach. I think this is a very 12-hour train journey safe meal.
Apparently the toilets that are going to be on the train tonight are squat toilets only. Well, I've got my fingers crossed that's not going to be the case. I'm pretty certain that's what it's going to be. So I did make sure to go to the washroom here at the train station, and it was so clean. They were Western style toilets with toilet paper in every stall. There was hand soap. It was really nice. So I recommend going before getting on the train. It's going to be 12 hours. I'm gonna have to squat on this train at some point, I think, but I'm just trying to reduce the amount of times I have to do that.
We're currently just waiting for the train right now to show up. It's 5:07. The screen says it's going to be here in 3 minutes, and we can start boarding then. We did find a sign that also told us the process and how we can board. They do tell you have to print out your physical ticket paper and then bring it in, but it also says you can use your phone. So we don't have a paper ticket, so we're gonna use our phone. I wasn't sure when they assigned the seats. I don't know why I never thought about it. I've had this ticket for like a month. I finally just checked the ticket. Our seats are on there. We were hoping it'd be like a lower bunk, upper bunk. We're both upper bunks, and I have a feeling that we may be sleeping with our backpacks. I'm not gonna fit already just myself, so we'll see what it looks like when I have a 5-foot backpack and this backpack with me as well. So I mean, we don't have to wait long, maybe another 5 minutes and we'll find out.
It does appear that the line started moving at 5:10. It's 5:11 now, but we had to get up and walk over here. So far, it seems like it's going to be on time.
Yep.
Let's see if they can actually get all of these people loaded on in 20 minutes. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see.
No passports required.
Yeah.
Just scan your ticket. Both got through, no problem. We're in train car 10 of 11, so we are walking all the way to the end.
We just got on the train. We were worried about our bags. There is some space for some bags this large. We're gonna see if this works out well. We sat them up and tried to strap them to a little ladder so that they wouldn't fall over. One of the guys selling food here told us it was just be too tall. I guess when they fold the seats down, it would just smack up the seat or something. I don't know. Either way, he lied them down. He seemed really excited. I'm excited. I don't know what my expectations were for this place. I would say it's a bit more grim than I expected. A lot more like exposed fans that if I feel like I stretch in the night, I'll lose a finger. It does feel like there's a lot of like move me air though, which is kind of nice. All the windows are open. Maybe they'll close them up at night. I have a feeling it's going to be very loud, rock a lot, and I don't know. I can deal with it being too cold. I don't want it to be too hot. So let's pray for too cold. So anyways, right now we're just gonna sit in seats. Jess has an upper, I have an upper. We're still waiting for whoever's gonna be sitting across from me. This is a rapid train, but I do think it stops a handful of times. So there's a good chance that we could be going for a couple of hours and then someone else could get on the train. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm 6'4". I'll report back with how much space I actually have up there.
It is 5:30 and we just started moving. So this thing is on time. It is a bit depressing in here. I don't know, maybe it'll feel better once we're actually like out in daylight. The sun should still be out for a little while. I've only seen one little tiny cockroach so far, so I think it's gonna be okay.
I made those.
Hopefully this holds me. Okay, so this is the only thing that's holding me in. There doesn't appear to be an actual like railing. I don't know if we're gonna make it.
How much space do you have?
Not a lot. This is the only thing holding me in. And yeah, I don't feel safe. It's gonna be cozy for the next, what, 10 and a half hours? It's time for a quick little room tour here.
Hey, Jess. What's up? You see my feet? You definitely have to kind of DIY your whole curtain situation. They throw it all on one side, and then you kind of have to unhook everything and then like string it across, because you can't get by any of these like things, attachment points and seatbelts. Also, I'm not criticizing Thailand in any way. This feels like an utter death trap. Like, I think in normal operation, this feels dangerous. And I think if anything were to happen on this train, we're in a blender. This is not going to be good. The only thing keeping me in this bed is a prayer.
All right, go to bed.
All right.
All right, back to the room tour. We've got what feels like actually a pretty thick blanket. It's quite cold up here. We've got the fan going and there's AC. So it does feel like an actually pretty warm blanket. And then there's a pillow, and the bed itself is actually pretty soft. So comfort-wise, I feel like it's going to be good. Safety-wise, as Dave mentioned, we'll see. But yeah, that basically concludes our tour. I'm curious how well Dave's going to fit in this, because it feels tight even for me. I will say though, all of the sheets and blankets and everything came wrapped in plastic, so I assume that they're pretty clean, and they actually smell pretty clean too, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Okay, so I'm in my bed now, and as you can see, my head is flush against the wall, and if I stretch out, my feet are completely flat against the wall. But the shocking thing is that at 6'4", I have just a slight bend in my knees. So this whole compartment, I'd say, is about probably 6'3". So as far as like a little compartment goes, not too bad. As far as how dangerous it feels very dangerous. One stop in the next 40 minutes with a car that drives to Surat Thani that we can get off at. Other than that, we're cooked. We're on this train. I thought there'd be some announcement in English or Thai, anything. But I've been awake for 2 hours. I've just been checking like the phone to see where we are. And then I just happened to check it again and we were just leaving Surat Thani. I was like, what do you mean we're leaving Surat Thani? And then I was like, holy shit, I think we're just going to the next stop. And I check Seat 61, which is a website, and it says the next stop is 4 hours away. I just asked, and he said that there's one more stop maybe in the next 40 minutes. We can get off there. And then there may be a train or a car back to Surat Thani, which we then need to get to go to Krabi. This is the most out of all the traveling we've done. We've done so much traveling over the years. We've been to how many countries? 33 countries, something like that. We've never made this big of a mistake. So, thank God I was awake. Because I think I woke you up to be like, hey Jess, I think this feels wrong. And you were earplugs in, eye mask on. I think you would have slept all the way through until we got into Malaysia. I've never been on a train and them not like come to a stop and be like, boop, 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 arriving at this or anything. I don't know. I'm still hoping that we can get off this train the next. So when I check online, it says we cannot get, it's 4 in the morning right now. It says the next stop, because it's a rapid train, is at 9. So we're still 5, like this train's 12 hours. It's saying 5 more hours to the next stop. And I think the next stop is the Malaysian border. Let's just pray this train comes to a stop in the next 40 minutes. We can get off at least. We're in the right area. We're in the right area of the country. But this is the most shook I've ever been while traveling. All right, let's sort our shit out. All right. You wait till 6 o'clock? So I've been doing a lot of Googling in the last 40 minutes as I've stood here with Jess trying to figure out what our next plans are. The train is coming to a stop right now as we speak at a place called Thanpho Station. I think from doing some research, as in looking at Google Maps, this looks like a very rural station, only really serviced by trains. From what I was able to find out, there won't be another train that comes through this station to take us back to the station before that we needed to get off at until like 11:15. Not great. However, if we stay on the train longer, we'll get to a city called Thang Song. And at this one, at least on Google Maps, it looks like a bigger city. The drive time from this town to Krabi, where we need to go, and also Surat Thani to Krabi, it's the same. It's within about 5 to 10 minutes. I do think that there's a higher chance of us actually getting off the train and not further stranding ourselves. So we're gonna stay on the train even longer and keep going farther away from where we need to go and hope that everything works out. We've just got off the train and we're walking through this new town that we've found ourselves in. One of the reasons why we decided to get off here was because when I searched on Google Maps, not only does it have a train station, but it also has a bus station. So we are now walking from the train to the bus station. It says it's gonna be about a 10-minute walk. I think we're most of the way there. I also see a 7-Eleven up there. I don't know if we need anything, but...
Oh, we can find something.
I feel like a town is established if it has a 7-Eleven.
It has a 7-Eleven. It's on the map.
Yeah, 100%. It's just after 6 in the morning. 22 degrees, not a lot of humidity. It's quite nice, especially for me making a mistake, and we're now 2 hours past where we were supposed to get off in the first place.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I mentioned this earlier to Dave, but I also just went to sleep like a passenger princess. and with just like no forethought to like, when am I getting up? How am I getting up? Nothing. Just went to sleep. And I mean,
I am the planning person though.
Dave is the planning person, but I think I also...
So this one does fall on me.
Well...
But if we make it to Krabi, I was saying this, if we make it to Krabi before 2 p.m. and we still can't check into our hotel, it's like we lost nothing.
No.
Because we weren't going to be doing anything anyways.
It's a little side quest.
Exactly. So this is what happens when you go to sleep and assume there's going to be some sort of announcement when you get to your stop. Or they're going to even like wake you up.
Yeah.
Obviously, my expectations were not set accordingly.
No.
And that's 100% on me. So it's changed from a crisis to not a crisis anymore. We walked into town, walked to the bus station, said Krabi. Everyone laughed at us because I think we got a lot going on when you look at us. They gave us these 2 little pieces here of plastic. Paid $300, so I'm hoping we leave here in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And if we get to Krabi for $300 baht, then that is potentially much cheaper than what I was seeing it go for at Surat Thani. So, is this a travel hack? I don't know. We'll think about it some more.
Maybe we've stumbled onto something here. Booking a ticket to Thung Song instead of Surat Thani and then walking to the bus station like 5 minutes down the road and paying 150 baht per person to get to Krabi. Doesn't seem like the worst plan, even though it wasn't the plan. We're now on the bus.
We are.
That's the update.
That is. It's just coming on 7 now. So I'm hoping we end up in Krabi. And it says, I think on Google, it's supposed to take 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we're expecting hopefully under 2 hours.
I saw 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Okay, let's hope under 3 hours.
That would be good.
Things never go smoothly though. It goes smoothly, but...
I mean, this went pretty smoothly as a backup plan.
Yes, I guess so. But
You
usually,
did some very quick thinking on your feet and got us here, so I'm impressed. It even says on the side of the bus that it's going to Krabi. So.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm feeling confident.
All right.
We have finally made it to the Krabi bus terminal. Oh my goodness. The bus ride actually wasn't that bad, at least for me. I don't know how it was for Dave. I slept through most of it. How was it, Dave?
Not too bad.
We had left pretty much at 7 a.m. on the dot, and we've pulled in here almost at 9:30 on the dot. So pretty much exactly a 2.5 hour drive. Now we're just waiting for our Grab to come and pick us up and take us to our hotel. We've finally made it. We left our hotel in Ha Noi 29 hours ago, and with very little sleep, taking a plane, a train, a bus, a minivan. Oh my goodness. We're so glad to finally be in Krabi, and I'm not feeling incredibly crabby, so that's nice. And I don't know 100% what our plan is as of this second, besides...
Sleep for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Okay, so it sounds like we might go to sleep and then probably get up and go get some food. Because I'm also very hungry, but this bed is incredibly comfortable, so I'm very excited to get snuggled into it. Maybe have a shower. I got the train ick. The room is gorgeous. Exceeded expectations for sure. Just 2 nice beds. Bathroom looks decent, lots of space, air conditioning, really big fridge so we can stock up on drinks. And we have a balcony with not the worst view. We're happy to be here. And that's all for now. See you next time. You gonna say bye, Dave?
Bye.
After a chaotic start to our time in Thailand, we finally made it to Krabi. And the next few days are all about slowing down, soaking up the sun, and exploring some of the most iconic beaches this country has to offer. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.